皆様、こんばんは。ようこそ FOF 最終シーズンへ。3年間の長い旅、たくさんの選手たちとお仕事をし、絆を結んできた私たち。共に訓練をした選手たち。新しい出会い、切ないお別れ。いよいよ最終話です。チームアスラゲーミング。表層的なプレーに慣れている5人の選手。練習試合や家での大会、頑張った苦労が選抜で見れました。ポテトフライズ、リンドブルーム、ハンディキャップ、ハッピーエンディング、D1 プラップ。この若きチームは最強と言われる他のチームたちを倒せるのでしょうか。チームオリンパスアンバー。選抜のプレーにもかかわらず期待がものすごく高いチームです。ユシュヨシ、ウーマンアプリシエーター、レッドザチェア、アクアドメイン、クレイゼー J。 選手たちのリズムがシンクロすれば誰もこのチームを止められない。チームオーバーソウル e スポーツインカーネート。最初のデビューからお戻りのスウィフティ選手。対戦戦況は最強のチームをカウンターするプレイ、ザ・リミスター、フリーダムポテトス、マットスタッド、ティープ。リーダースウィフティ選手はこのチームを勝利に導けるのでしょうか。チームペンタキルチームプリーズ。選手の入れ替わりが多かったが、今回のメンバーたちが一番しっくりきますね。シェンパイ、ガンドーフ、プロ DH、ベーナル、スレッシュライト。最終グランドファイナルで登場できるのでしょうか。
Ultimate stun landing, shut down, grabbed over by the red chair, forced to walk away. Pro DH gonna get the ultimate, instantly gonna one shot. Aquaman is gonna drop 2, double kill for the victor. As now, Crazy is going to be in trouble. Hook's going to land. Is this going to be the triple? It could be. Thrushlight's not going to take it. Triple kill grabbed up. Now, Woman Appreciator is going to land the hook. Is this a quadra kill chance? As he's going to grab it. Pro DH grabs. Q's not going to win. They don't have splashed away. Gandorf is taking a bunch of damage on the side. Aqua Domain trying to do his best. Doesn't have enough. Gets taunted. One kill grabbed over. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Crazy is going to be in trouble. Victor's going to grab one on the side. Pro DH is going off looking for a triple kill yet again. Red the Chair is going to drop next. Now Yusha is the last one surviving, but not surviving long enough. As another himself. Objective bounty claimed. Crazy is going to be the first one to get tagged. Yeah, the dodge on the Q. The W is going to force away. Gandorf is going to be going on to Aqua Domain. Stun is going to lounge for Shinpai, who is trying his best to collect the kill up so far. Dash is going to make sure he stays alive. Crazy is already dropped. Hook's going to go wide. PTB is going to be the first one to get engaged on. Thrushlight's going to be in trouble. Forced to flash away. Box is down. Yusha taking a bunch of damage. Hook's going to land on the Crazy, who's going to pop his ultimate. There's the R. Hook's going to follow up. Vanal is godlike. He's already grabbed one. Two's going to drop. Three's dead already. Excuse me. Triple kill for the Vanal as he's going to try to find the quadra kill.
Hello, everybody. It's me and my best friend. Apparently, we're not in the talking stage. We're just buddies. We're back again. And I'm excited to check out another new team, an Oversoul Esports Incarnate, that will now be saying OVS for the rest of my life.
I like their logo. It's cool. Very good uses of green.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a whole lot of green over there. I don't know what the logo is. Let's check the picks and bans, though. The Samira ban, I don't like that champion. I don't think it's that good. I get it, though. Kog'Maw Janna, strong lane. Boring. Do weirder stuff, Yubi. I do like
we're void of the player names, though, in the graphic. I don't know if that's just on our end, or there it is. There it is. It's back. It's back.
Yay. So Swifty is a returning face that I am familiar with. Back into the jungle, away from the mid lane. And then on UB, we have Ultravox, who previously was an AD carry player playing top lane. That doesn't usually go too well. And Navi is a new face to UB. Civil Lock and Utility Monster have been on UB for quite some time. And then Zen is switching over from mid to support. Interesting to see what they do with that. And then we have the Kai'Sa Volibear, followed by a Victor. I don't get the Kai'Sa fascination right now. I get that it's fun, but I don't understand the point in picking it so early. I don't think it's that useful, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, so UB is our former champions, so tall task for a first matchup for Oversoul to see if they can match up with UB, even though they are known for having really, really good team synergy, even though they have different players now. Big loss not having Jeff God and Brian Zhang, but Inavi and Zen are suitable replacements.
Yeah, did Jeff finally hit Grandmaster, or is he still is he still just hanging out in Platinum 1 to play in this league? Jeff?
I believe he's Diamond, actually.
Yeah, he probably has 34 games, 80% win rate. Tired of that guy. I'm glad he's banished.
He definitely spent a lot of time waiting for his moment, is what we'll call it.
Yeah. We got the Set ban coming out. Ultravox has been playing Set a lot in solo queue and normals. Jax is just a healthy ban in general. The Twisted Fate ban was targeted at Civilock. I like the Jarvan pick with Victor a lot. I think Jarvan's a very strong jungler right now, and I'm happy to see them pick that up.
Yeah, usually it comes in with more immobile champions being selected. So far, there's a lot of mobility for the side of Oversoul. Everybody can get out of the Jarvan ultimate with an ability, or an ultimate in the case of Volibear. So we'll see if Oversoul is going to opt to pick some immobile champions into it, and there it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the Janna is just getting a lot of value right now. Kai'Sa wants to dive in, possibly, not always, but Rel wants to go in, Volibear wants to go in. With the ultimate, you can pretty much negate their engage as long as it's timed properly. And then Jarvan can re-engage with Victor, trap people in there, Kog'Maw can get some free hits off.
Yeah, and Syndra, now with this last pick, that could remember, that could be Rel jungle. It has been played. They aren't going to choose to go for it. Going to send it to the support lane. I honestly would have flexed it to the jungle in this matchup. Janna is one of the worst matchups for Rel. The Q auto always interrupts your crash down, which is where the most of your CC comes from. So really difficult to play out this lane.
Yeah, we'll see what they pick last. But right now, comp-wise, Yumi's making a lot more sense for me. Renekton blind is interesting. Yeah, okay, that makes just take Malphite, and then Renekton doesn't matter anymore. All right.
Well, the proc is a very popular blind pick.
I get it, but at the same time, you have to ban certain things, or he's just going to be useless. Like, again, he's going to be trying to get in. Janna can now disengage 3 of their engages if timed properly, even with just a Q. Malphite, Jarvan is an annoying combination, especially with Victor. Kog'Maw has a lot of protection, and no one can technically get on him if he is positioned properly. I would say Yuumi has a significantly stronger draft, and I don't really see a general cohesive plan in Oversoul's draft.
Well, I mean, they do have options. If the crash down and the ultimate from the side of the road lands onto the Kog'Maw, it's a lot of follow-up. Kai'Sa can match that in any way she can, ultimate in. Now, Kog'Maw is really dangerous to ult on as Kai'Sa. She's one of the very few AD carries who can straight up beat you in a 1v1 if you try to take him on isolated. So it's going to be interesting where they're going to do this. Bot lane match is going to be really important as Ultravox Intelligent standing outside of the bush, going to be spotted on this gang so far. Is Flash going to be burned from the side of the rail? Yes. Ultravox is going to be able to walk it out. Trade of support ability for the Malphite Flash.
Yeah, hopefully we see that Flash punished. Malphite is pretty killable, 3/6, and he can just ult out. And once he starts stacking armor items, it's going to be a little awkward for him to actually get enough damage off frames and not just actually literally walk away. But that does give them a 5-minute window, so hopefully after first clear, Ultravox is kind of pushed a little bit. They have a lot of options to stun and get onto him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. This is a lane where Malphite can't be punished. Renekton is always strong in the early game. Very good into Malphite with his shield break on his W also. So it's going to be on the Limpster to see what he can do in that matchup. Make sure Malphite does not get a free lane.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I am also excited to see Kog'Maw picked. I like Kog'Maw, but Kog'Maw's in a very strong spot right now. I would say he is up there in terms of 80 carries that would be S+ tier. The items are very beneficial to him. He scales very well, has a lot of different build paths he can go. And he's actually pretty strong early game with the W, too.
Yes, his trades are always how you manage that W poke, getting auto attacks on its the priority target. Now, Kog'Maw is an old school counter into the Ignite's going to go down. Zenzin's in trouble.
Yeah.
Flash is going to let the passive proc.
Good heads up play by Teep. You cannot be playing that far forward when Rel has the ability to stun you, because if you do get stunned in this lane, you're going to be dead. It's a lot of damage coming out and a lot of hard CC. Zen should just stand a little farther back, let Kog'Maw farm. If they come out of this lane even a little bit ahead in farm, they are winning pretty heavily. Just need to mitigate their losses.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of those matchups. This is really difficult for Kai'Sa to play the early game, just of how much the range disadvantage hurts her. But that kill is a lot of gold going over, and she has Cole, so stacking up that extra gold for each minion kill for the next 100 also. As the stun's going to land, no flash onto Ultravox, solo kill grab for the Limpster. Yeah, good start for the side of OVS.
Very good start for the side of OVS, and Volibear's coming down. They were out of range this time. Let's see if they
Teep's going to be in trouble, but Auto's coming down. Does manage to get the Colossus Assault. Flash is forced on to the Janna as Navi's walking away very slowly. Not going to utilize any summoner spells. Well disciplined on his part for not giving up anything further. As the Limpster's looking for a crash, it's going to be W and take a lot of damage.
I do like that Navi held both of his summoner spells. I would have popped Ghost there and tried to do something and died, for sure. It was a good disengage from Zen onto the Rel. Definitely standing a little farther back. I think maybe he was just very excited to get some Spell Thief procs, which I get. It's fun. But can't be up too far. Wave's going to crash. A little awkward for Kai'Sa. Volley's going to have to help cover. If Jarvan comes down and they kind of try to cover, it'd be very good. But I think Bot's just going to back. And, this lane's going to be very rough for Ultravox.
Ultravox is trouble again, stunned up. We're going to pan away. Does not look like the kill came through, but extremely low on HP, forced to back yet again. If this lane is pushing away from him also, so it's not going to get any easier. As Freedom Potatoes is going to not get knocked up. Utility Monster getting the extra damage on, making sure Civillock has a good lane. That synergy carrying over for their multiple years at this point playing as a mid 2v2.
Yeah, I'm interested to see jungle mid's definitely the most important kind of synergistic roles together, and when they play together very well, it enables the jungler very hard. Also helps the mid laner kind of get ahead. Honestly, when I play jungle, I like my mid laner to sacrifice everything and just do whatever I want. Not super realistic.
Oh, stun's gonna land. Zenzin's in trouble. Auto's coming through. Passive isn't gonna come out from the Kai'Sa just yet, as Inavi is now getting the walk back with the shield on a lot of damage. Is swiftly gonna go for this dive. Yes, he is. Zenzen stunned up. Damage coming through. Kill is already grabbed, but Swiftly's gonna be forced to have that heal come up, and Navi's gonna grab one. Ghost is popped. Autos are coming through. He's not gonna be able to grab the kill on Kai'Sa, as there's no abilities on the rail just yet, but the forced walk back is gonna be there, and I don't know if that's worth it, giving over a free kill to the Kog'Maw.
I like it. They had a wave crash, so they lost out on a pretty significant amount of CS. Kog'Maw did. Janna dies again. Kog'Maw did get a kill, but I mean, kills aren't bad on Volibear, and then just the early proactive plays to kind of get them significantly farther behind is good. So Kai'Sa hits her early item spike a little bit better, and Janna needs to just back up. I don't know if it's just an unfamiliarity playing against Rel or what, but you just should not be ever be getting touched by Rel as Janna.
Yeah, with the move speed you get from your passive and just how long your Q range is, you really should never be in engage range. But good on Teep for finding the punish twice now. And Zenzen just more so delivering maybe an unfamiliarity with support in general. Those ranges can be difficult to learn for all the different engaged champions in the game, especially when you are playing those enchanters. So, as he's now going to hop to mid, going to get Civillock a free push out.
And Renekton has amassed a very healthy CS lead. That early flash, and then just you're going to need some items before you can just kind of stand on top of Renekton. The kill and the extra 20 CS is definitely going to make that a longer period of time. So it's going to be a pretty gross lane for a while. Malphite's real impact is going to be coming if, I guess, at 10 minutes when the teleports become unleashed.
Yeah, Civillock stunned up, forced to flash away as Swiftly finds it. Not in range for the unleashed power from the side of Freedom Potatoes, as Civillock's going to choose off to stay. Crashdown's going to land. The Q is going to come through a little late, but the stun is going to be there. Unleashed power, and Freedom Potatoes grabs it. Utility monster gets picked in the jungle.
Yeah, OVS is playing very organized. They are together, they've grouped up, they're establishing vision pretty well, and YUBI seems to kind of be wandering around one at a time at the moment. Both of those, the flash burn on Civillock, trying to regain vision control solo right there, along with Jarvan having to die, doing the exact same thing, loses the dragon, gets a kill over to Syndra, who is now up a little bit of CS, and is also pressuring plate. Things are looking pretty good for OVS.
Yeah, it's a tale as old as time. We'll see. UB has had struggles in the early game before. This isn't necessarily new for this team. They are one of the best mid and late game teams, which is why they managed to be champions multiple times and are always very competitive. So we're going to see when that shot calling in the mid game becomes more important if they're able to close this gold gap. As the Limpster is going to be in trouble, but this could easily be a 2v1 if they don't play it correctly. Ultimate's going to be their Flash R. Now, Limpster has no follow-up damage yet, no autos, but he is going to grab one. Flash away! Utility Monster doesn't have the EQ up just yet. The move speed advantage ends decide, but the Q heal's going to be there. Stun's going to land, and that's a 2v1 for the side of the Limpster.
This guy might be the greatest Renekton in North America at this point. That was really clean. Syndra is also walking up in river. Utility Monster got caught regardless on that one. Did get the stun off. Very, very good play out of the Limpster. And that is going to make top lane significantly less enjoyable. You can't even gank it now. It's just kind of a sad time to be Ultravox.
Yeah, I mean, just that was a extremely hard commit. If your Malphite has to flash R to get the engage, you better be sure you're going to one-shot the Renekton. And as soon as all that healing came through, the R damage from just sitting into the Renekton R melted the armor from the Malphite, and he dies for free.
Yeah, he also ran out of mana immediately after ulting in, so he was just kind of standing there hitting Renekton with like 55, 80 autos. Which is not ideal in Conqueror Renekton with ult up when you're already half health, for sure.
Yeah, really punishing on that top side for the gank. And the wave is once again pushing away from the side of Ultravox, as the Limpster is choosing to go for a more team fight oriented build. Going to opt to get that Gore Drinker as his first item. Can't say I have an issue with that. As once again, another decent trade. The Malphite does get to the point where he can trade back, but you always got to be scared of that all in, especially when that Fury is stacked up.
Get some tap. I don't know if you can actually go tabbies this game on Malphite, but you finish Sunfire, you're gonna be pretty tanky, especially if you're
Frida
passive.
Potatoes is in trouble. Knock up has landed. Red buff for the side of the utility monster, but you gotta be scared of the unleashed power that's gonna get the first kill. Zenzen's gonna be in trouble. Now Crashdown doesn't land. Teep is gonna be very, very slowed as the R from the Victor is gonna have the extra damage so far. Teep's gonna drop the Civilock double kill. And one kill being chased over. Anavi has Ghost popped. The W is going to get those extra range as Kog'Maw is going to be looking for it. He's going to be hunting, but doesn't have it as Matt's going to grab his second kill of the game. And the Monsoon was forced out, so a lot of resources drained from this bot side.
Did Janna just hit 6 right there? Because that Monsoon probably could have saved the kill.
Oh, really greedy. Zenzen's going to be slowed. Auto's coming through. All passive are in, and Matt's going to grab a third one. Zenzen caught out yet again. Really aggressive, pushing up by herself. Not enough damage to kill the Kaisa.
I do not understand that decision at all, but, you know, good reaction out of Swifty and Matat.
Oh, Utility Monster wants this. Doesn't have R available, though, so just dashes over to kill the Rift Herald.
Rel comes to cover as well, so they have 3. It started off really, really good for YUBI. I mean, Jarvan dying doesn't really matter. They got the shutdown on Syndra, and Victor picked up 2 kills. It looked like Kog'Maw would have been able to probably get there. Volley shadowed super well. I think if the Janna Monsoon had gone off earlier, or almost immediately, they would have gotten the kill onto Kai'Sa, but it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Minister still trying to punish Ultravox in this top side. Just the healing and sustain that Renekton has, and the shred from that E pass through, isn't taking a bunch of damage. Lucky not he's not unleashed power range, because that could have easily been a kill. Janna is not very tanky earlier on. She relies really heavy on her movement speed passive to dodge a lot of these abilities.
Yeah, and I like. Okay, so a few things I like. First of all, Freedom Potatoes is playing very well in Syndra. I would not be surprised to see a significant more amount of first strike gold on Syndra versus Victor.
Conqueror proc. Ultravox getting another bad trade. Now he needs to be scared. This is Utility Monster that is going to be walking up that top side, but a dive angle is available in the 1v1 for the Renekton with the R. That shield doesn't mean anything with that empowered W, and that looks to be what the Limster is stacking up.
I would just give plates and the wave. I mean, it's going to be a little awkward to dive. Jarvan's here, so they could actually probably turn this around. They have ults. Looks like the Limster is aware that might have been a possibility. Backs off, gets the plate. Good call. And I do like the Static Shiv a lot on Kaisa. Static Shiv's a little busted right now. It's just a good item. You should build it for the most part.
There are most champions that can use it very well. Kaisa does have the option to go AP. It does seem to be what they are looking to do. Now, that would be a little bit of an overload. You don't want to go double AP, AD, and mid often. But Flash is going to be there. Ultimate's going to come through. And Navi's going to be in trouble. Monsoon's going to reset the fight. Auto's coming through as Navi's trying to kite it out. But the tower is shut off. So Kog'Maw's going to be the first to die. And Zenzen's going to join him as the bot lane gets dived. Good rotation for the side of this mid jungle 2v2.
OVS is just very aware of what they want to accomplish. They get the dragon. Probably should have been a little aware of the chance to get Dove right there. Really good engage out of Rel with the flash. Caught both of them. Gave time for Swifty to come down and help with the dive. Really, really good. I like when people are proactively using their leads. And there's a pretty big gold lead right now at 6K.
Yeah, absolutely. Good movement from the side of Swiftly also to get that punish, as Ultravox is 2 levels down on this Renekton. And this is exactly where Renekton wants to be, constantly able to trade, using his sustain, unable to be punished. Gore Drinker kills the whole wave. And this isn't going to get any easier on this top side until Renekton, Malphite gets some more levels under his belt.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get easier until an entire item and a half is finished. As long as Renekton goes Black Cleaver second, which I think he is, Malphite eventually will be able to just stand there. But Syndra's pretty far ahead. And
Utility Monster is going to be getting caught out, is going to have the extra damage. Q isn't going to grab it yet, but the Gore Drinker Proc is going to pick up one. The Limster is too strong. You don't want this fight. The stun's going to land, and Malphite's going to join his jungle teammate in the Death Chamber. Swiftly is going to be looking for the damage onto Civilock, and he's going to be able to walk it out. But Civilog's walking back up to this tower. If he shows him this wave, there's a chance that Swiftly turns around and just dives him.
Yeah, a lot of the flashes are up when they could have been blown at that point.
Yep, Crashdown's not going to land. Stun onto Zenzen from the Q. Extra damage followed up. That's going to be the flash. Monsoon's not going to be enough healing to save his life. Civilog is going to have that blast cone to get away. Teep is a little deep, not going to be able to get anything further. But that's another kill and more tower damage going over. This mid tower is taking a beating.
OVS is just very I've used the word proactive a few times too much this game, but I don't know what else to say.
They're blasting.
They are blasting. They have a very clear plan in mind. They grab mid. They're going to Herald. They have an insurmountable, unkillable Crocodile in the top lane. And YUBI is just kind of scattered. It seems like they're almost a little shell-shocked in what's going on. The game state's kind of gotten away from them pretty significantly with almost a 10k gold lead at 15 minutes.
Yeah, YUBI's advantage has always been their mid game, but you cannot have this bad of an early game and hope to be able to team fight later on. Zenzen's forced to walk up, but the levels and item advantages are massive. And do you really want to fight into a level 12 Crocodile at 15 minutes? As Utility Monster's going to be the first one to get caught out. Ultimate's going to be there. Swiftly is going to be forced to flash over. Going to have the R to follow up. And Navi is going to be walking it out nice and slow. The R is follow-up is coming. Double kill from the Kaisa as Matt has grabbed 2. Civilog getting auto down. The Q is going to prevent anything further. But those extra kills being grabbed up with that long-range engage onto the Kaisa, who is, in fact, going AP.
I am not entirely sure what YUBI is doing in this game. This is very out of form for them. It's a new team, essentially, pretty much. But OVS is just everywhere. Every single thing that could possibly happen is happening. They're averaging 1 kill a minute. It seems like they are finding picks every quarter of a second. Vision control is really good. They have Cinder pushing bot while they're sieging down mid lane. And it looks like they're probably just going to reset, probably try to take out bottom jungle on their way out. And I don't know if YUBI actually can win a fight at this point with how... Jarvan also didn't go on Mythic first, which I don't really like. But I don't know. That wouldn't fix anything.
Yeah, YUBI's just happy they're not getting a Dancing Herald on them right now, because it was looking like that could have been one of those games where we could see that. But now pings are going out onto Dragon. The entirety of OVS is heading in that direction. As Freedom Potatoes is already here, going to try to get the steal. Not enough damage, but did see this smite used. So can surmise that the smite will be down for when the Dragon spawns, but will come up very shortly after, since Utility Monster does get 2 charges.
Let's see. So it looks like YUBI's not even going to contest this Dragon, which I think
and Navi's getting caught out. The autos are going to be no R follow-up so far, as it looks like Kaisa doesn't have it available just yet. That's the Ghost blown, so another team fight tool gone for the side of YUBI.
It looks like they're going to try to catch top, and that TP is going to frustrate their plans a lot because those 3 cannot do anything. Also, is going to pressure mid and Dragon and bot at the same time. They are all too far ahead to actually have anything happen.
4 people top, hoping Civilog can wave clear mid. Now, Utility Monster does have the EQ in the flag and drag R combination, but isn't going to be able to land it onto Renekton as the Limpster smartly backs off. But this is just them trying to get some gold, trying to get a bounty, but you're splitting this among 4 people, so definitely less value as it would have been if it was ISO gold.
I think they just wanted to get something going, which, makes sense. You don't have a tower yet at 16 or 18 minutes. You don't have a lot of gold. Maybe a little morale boost, hey, we got this. But they're going to lose.
Unland, Civilog's in trouble. R's not going to follow up for Freedom Project. Looks like he doesn't have his ultimate, or just didn't have enough mana for it. But mid lane tower is broken. Going to opt to smartly not go for the inhib, as you don't want to funnel gold this early on into the game.
I agree, yeah. I'm always happy to see when teams are not just grabbing an inhib when they don't really have the ability to do anything with it. Like you said, all it does is funnel a lot of XP and gold into whoever the team decides needs it the most. I don't know. There's a 50 CS gap top lane. Malphite is always going to be situationally useful, but the remainder of the team has to be able to do damage effectively on his follow-up, and I'm not really sure how they're going to do that at this point. Their best bet is to try to slow the game down as much as possible, but the issue is there's a soul point in 4 minutes, and it's a pretty good soul. And then that's going to just let them pressure Baron perma, and things are going to get really, really gross.
Yeah, their options are definitely limited of what they can and cannot do. as Baron spawning in a minute's time. It honestly feels with the way how fast this game has been going, Baron would have been already up, but only 19 minutes on the clock. Soul Point is also available for OVS as they've collected up every single objective so far.
I would like to see something. I guess if they just send it to 5-man to Baron, and I mean they could technically do it if YUBI doesn't react at all. Even if YUBI does react, Swifty's gonna have ult up in a second. Renekton has flash, or flash up in a second on Swifty. Renekton has flash ult. They have a lot of ways to just get. I mean, even Rel has flash. I would pressure the Baron, have people walk in. Whoever gets a little overzealous, just blow your cooldowns on them, and then they turn back to Baron or just kind of transition to top end to the tower.
Yeah, but Utility Monster doing his best, trying to save his red buff, unable to do so as the smite's going to come through swiftly. I'm actually wondering at this point what the next move is. Are they going to go for the Baron on spawn? And that is going to be a yes. It is risky. Utility Monster is a very good smiter, but this is melting down pretty fast, and they don't have vision on it just yet. Ward over. They know Utility Monster is there. Flag and Drag is going to be there. Stun is going to land. Utility Monster is going to be, everybody has quickly got over the wall. Double for the side of Freezing Project. Utility Monster drops. Now Civiloc's getting chased down. Zen forced to flash away. Teeps does have the crash down coming up soon. Isn't available just yet. The disengage from the side of Zenzen should to be enough, but there is going to be some move speed coming through as the stun from the Rel Q doesn't land onto Civiloc as he has his Ghost available. But that's going to be the in-hit dropping.
I like that a lot. The execution was just a little bit off. Zen had a really good ultimate to disengage, and I think they pulled the trigger a little too early hopping off Baron. Like, their goal right there is to never finish Baron. I mean, it was 8,000, and they were on it for a few seconds. The goal was to just draw in as many players as possible, use your flashes, use your CC, and just try to force the fight to end the game right there. Had they either waited a little bit longer or had Zen not gotten such a good monsoon off, that would have actually worked perfectly. I think they're going to transition their goal over to pressuring bot side and probably getting Dragon Control for Soul.
Frida Potatoes is going to be in trouble. The knockback is going to land, but Ultravox does have the auto. Stun's going to prevent him to get it. Flash in for Civilloc, going to get the shutdown. Swiftly is going to be forced to walk away. Another shutdown on this bear if they're able to grab it. This is a lot of gold that could be going into the victor's pocket. Auto is not going to be in range for the Kog'Maw just yet. They're still chasing Swiftly. Are they going to grab him? Another shield's going to come through. Got to dodge the R. He does have the mute speed from the Q, but doesn't grab it with 600 gold for the Malphite.
Bad boy.
Not who you wanted that kill to go to.
The least. That one matters the least out of the three for sure. However, it is 2 shutdowns. It's going to let them regain a little bit of river control. If their cooldowns are back up, the fight's going to be a little more manageable, but I mean, they're still down a lot of items, a lot of gold. It's going to be very difficult for them to win a fight. And unfortunately, you can't really ignore the Soul. You also can't really ignore Baron. So they're in a really bad spot. And I think this fight, if they lose it bad enough with the supers they have, they can just end it. OVS can just end it.
Yeah, this is Soul. So 30 seconds on the clock before Soul spawns. Going to be the option we're looking at. Teep is going to try to get a stun. Isn't going to land it just yet. Doesn't want to full commit so far. Ultravox does not have his ultimate just yet. So this would have been a good time to fight if they know the cooldown on that Malphite ultimate. Good river control for the YUBI so far.
Their issue is they're going to have supers crashing, and there's a lot more poke that's going to be able to come out on the side of OVS because Kaiser went AP. Yeah, so they're going to have to catch the supers. I would have just maybe let Utility Monster try to steal it, because you have to do something a little desperate at this point. You can't just give everything and hope things work out. They're going to take that. I would hope sprint directly to Baron, pressure the Baron again, do the exact same thing they did last time, either get the Baron or just send it on whoever shows up.
Yeah, they are sending Frito Potatoes to the bot side, so they're not going to have all their resources to this Baron play. But Teep is looking. Utility Monster trying to find himself in a safe position so he could look for the steal. But with the lack of vision control, I'm not even sure if they have wards on the pit currently. It looks like there's a pink ward standing in front of the Baron, so they don't have any vision so far. So
yeah, they don't know if they're hitting it right now. I mean, they'll have Jargon Flag in a second. But...
yeah, they should know it's being hit right now, but Jargon Flag's this early. He doesn't have flash available, so he's not going to be able to get back in the pit. He's going to have to guess at it. 5,000 on the Baron. 4,000, 3,000. He doesn't have a way in just yet. Flag and drag. He's going to be in the pit. 2,000. It's going to be a smite fight. Who's going to grab it? Swiftly is going to kill him first, and that is going to be the Baron. Utility Monster is going to drop. 2 kills grabbed as Ultravox is going to follow him. The flank is going to come in for Free to Potatoes. He's found the Navi, and the stun and the Unleashed Power is there. The kill has dropped the AD carry as Civilot's going to get poked down, not going to land the W, but Zenzen is going to get caught out godlike for the side of Mats, and that's going to be game as OVS is going to grab their first win of the season.
OVS looks clean as hell. Really good. I mean, end of the game in 25 minutes. I would say macro-wise, they did everything perfectly. I mean, I'm not a macro expert, but it seems like everything they did was on the same page. It was fantastic, and I mean, they just kind of rolled over YUBI, which is always something interesting to see. A 24-minute and 53-second victory, and everyone on their team looked really good.
Absolutely. Dispatched with the quickness. Good showing for the side of OVS. They're definitely going to now put themselves on the watch list for teams that we can hope perform very well. This is going to be a very competitive tournament, so it's good to see that YUBI's going to have some challengers this season.
Swift. I want to give a shout out to Swifty. The damage looks very low. I mean, it's full tank Volibear, but Swifty was all over the place. And then Freedom Potatoes had a really, really clean Cinder game as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, it's hard to pick somebody that didn't perform. Rel had a lot of really important engages. Kai'Sa played perfectly for the team fights. Cinder did everything you'd need Cinder to do. Renekton just solo entirely won the top side of the map, which was pretty crazy. And then Swifty popped off. Good game.
Yep, OVS showed up, taking down our former champions. But don't worry, we have still tons of FOF action coming up, so make sure to stick with us. It's going to be a long day, but we have some new casters, some new games, and it's going to be exciting.
Bye, everybody. Love you.